Some members of we're told it's a left-wing think tank. Apparently there's different names. One is called Scrap the Cap. In any event, confronted Mitt Romney on the campaign trail, and we saw this.
No, I came here to speak, and you'll get to ask a question. Hold on a second. Hold on a second, I'll let you speak. Hold on a second, let me speak. Hold on a second. Just let him talk. Let him talk. Go ahead.
Social Security.
Go ahead.
We're also on Medicare.
Good. It's a great program. We want to keep them. All right, let's let him finish. Let's let him finish.
What are you going to do to strengthen Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid without cutting benefits?
All right, let's get his answer. Okay, all right, you've had your chance. Anything else you want to say?
Well, I'm going to see what you're going to say.
Well, I'll tell you, the way this is going to work is that you get to ask your question, I get to give my answer.
All right.
If you don't like my answer, you can vote for someone else. But now it's my turn to give my answer. You ready for my answer? I'm not going to raise taxes. That's my answer. I'm not going to raise taxes.
On from there. Karl Rove, who's my guest again, rejoining me. We're getting a lot of email on this. You talk about moments on the campaign trail. Here's an email from a woman named Joyce. I've been feeling sick about the candidates for the GOP. Romney's handling of the situation this morning gives me hope. Lots more just like it.
Yeah, look, in a campaign there come moments, and you can never prepare for them, but in retrospect we look at them and we say, people looked at how a candidate handled himself or herself in that moment and said either they're up to the job or they're not up to the job of being candidate, or I'm comfortable seeing him as president or I'm not comfortable seeing him as president. Now, I'm at a disadvantage. I'm hearing the exchange. I'm not seeing it. And that is a disadvantage.
You got to see him. He's in like a golf shirt and jeans, and he's standing in front of...
and casual.
Yeah, and he's on a bunch of hay, and it's a very relaxed setting, and lots of real folks standing around him.
And it sounds like these people are sort of out of control. And he calms them down, and he treats the guy with respect, gives him a chance, allows a little moment of levity, and then gives his response, and then moves on. And that this is going to serve Romney well if it looks well. Now, it sounds good, but remember, the people who listened to it on radio in the 1960 presidential debate thought Nixon won. The people who watched it on their television saw Kennedy won. So how he looks
Romney doesn't have, he's not losing his composure, facially. But I want to ask you because, your guy, George W. Bush, had a moment, and Dennis Miller has famously said, and a lot of people feel the way he did, that he was actually a Democrat or leaned left until he saw George W. Bush after 9/11 with the megaphone. And he had an unscripted moment that really made a lot of Americans see him in a different light. I don't know. Could something as small as this turn into something at least significant as that was?
Well, it's not going to be as significant as that symbolic moment was, but could it do a lot of good for Romney? Yes. And look, it's funny. It's a funny thing. Iowa has a strange history of these nutty little groups of left-wingers. In fact, I spoke at the University of Iowa, and a woman who was in her 80s was brandishing plastic handcuffs trying to arrest me. She was accompanied by a young kid who was probably in his late teens, early 20s. 6 months later, I spoke in Des Moines, halfway across the state. The woman showed up brandishing her plastic handcuffs again, got arrested. So candidates, obviously, once you start this dynamic, it's hard to stop.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see in Iowa and in other states left-wing groups try and come in and beard the Republican candidates. I thought almost as important as the way he handled the first questioner was the way he handled the second questioner. The second questioner had a trick question designed to try and get Mitt Romney to say, I'm in favor of raising taxes, and Romney didn't take the bait. He very carefully made the distinction between closing loopholes and the tax code having legitimate purposes of deductions and credits for businesses. And I thought that was showing some composure, because look, he's just come through this heated exchange, and now comes a guy out of left field with a trick question, and Romney quickly grasped it and diffused it as well.